Hi, my fellow educators. Welcome to the Teachers Impact Podcast. My name is Shani Marie Ogilvy, certified educator, and I am your host. If you are a teacher that wants to share or hear the opinions, experiences of other teachers, looking for innovative ideas for your classroom, learn how to apply research-based practices in your classroom, feel like your voice is not being heard because decisions are being made by people who haven't been in a classroom, then this podcast is for you. I have been in education for over 10 years and I've served in many different roles. I've been a classroom teacher, instructional coach, supervisor, and curriculum fellow. But in the end, my experience and passion for student achievement is what drives me. My hope is that we're able to share our expertise and knowledge, which helps us to learn and grow through these weekly episodes. On this episode, we'll be talking about why you need an instructional coach to help you on the path to mastering your craft as a teacher. To learn more about Teachers Impact and to keep up to date with the podcast, please visit teachersimpact.net. Some teachers have doubts and resistance as to why they need an instructional coach, but it is one of the best decisions you can make to become the great teacher that is already within you. These are just a few reasons why you need an instructional coach, and by any means not an exhaustive list. Let's think about it this way. Elite athletes work with coaches to become the best in the world. So having an instructional coach as an educator is a sign of your strength and passion and not a sign of weakness. The first reason you need is if you are having trouble managing your students on a daily basis. If you've tried everything and nothing seems to work and your students are still having trouble behaviorally after several months, it's time to get coaching on how to improve your classroom management skills. You should not be struggling as a teacher on your classroom management. Again, this is not to say that you're never going to have behavioral issues, but overall, you should have competency in this area. And if you don't, working with an instructional coach is one of the best ways to get you up to competency. And more on this, classroom management is one of the number one problems that first year teachers face, but unfortunately they don't get the help that they need. If you get help in this area via an instructional coach, your management issues with your effort and the guidance of your coach will help to develop your skill set in this area. The second reason your students are not growing academically. You've graded your latest assessments and your students did terrible, but how could this be because you've taught your heart out? Unfortunately, teaching your heart out sometimes is just not going to cut it. Having a coach to brainstorm and break down the cause with you of why your students are not growing academically will help you to put plans and strategies in place so that you and your students can start to progress. And if you're working with an effective coach is going to be giving you evidence-based strategies that are going to able to move your students academically. Another reason why you may need an instructional coach is that your administrator is unable to give you concrete steps on how to improve. And what I've seen is, to no fault of administrators, is that there are these generalized statements, but this is not specific concrete action that the teacher can take to help improve their classroom management. And not only their classroom management, but instruction overall. What we have to realize is that administrators have a lot on their plate, and sometimes they just don't have the time and or capacity to give much needed individualized attention to a teacher that is struggling. And I know that seems culpable, but the demands of being an administrator can be onerous. And so then having an instructional coach will give the teacher the time and individualized attention that he or she may need to really get better and improve his or her craft. Having an instructional coach to guide you on your path to mastering your craft as a teacher is not a sign of weakness. And I wish I could shout this from the mountaintop because a lot of teachers have this attitude. Like I said earlier in the podcast, elite athletes at the top of their game, they have coaches to help make them better, to tweak what's working, what's not working. And working with an instructional coach is actually a strength because you have the ability to recognize that you need help and that you want to get better. And another reason, even if you are a master teacher, even if you feel like you're at the top of your game, having a coach is only going to help you maintain and to help you get better and better and better. So having an instructional coach is one of the best things you can do as a teacher. And I wish more schools had effective instructional coaches because I think the teaching craft would be so much better. Not that it's not good now, but it could be even better. Some key takeaways from this episode. You need a coach if you're struggling in one or more of these areas: classroom management, lack of student academic growth, and your administrator is just not able to give you that individualized attention. Again, these are just a few reasons. There's other reasons why you may need an instructional growth. For example, myself, if I was in the classroom, I would definitely use an instructional coach when trying out new strategies, like I talked about in the previous episode, such as the jigsaw method, because it's something new that I'm trying, and getting coaching would be fabulous for me in that area. Coaching is a great thing, and I want to change the mindset around this. And I want you to make sure that you check out the website, teachersimpact.net. You can download my classroom management plan template, or you can check out my new mini training course on classroom management. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to check out the website at teachersimpact.net. If you found this content helpful, please share, favorite, and rate on your favorite podcast app. It helps the show to grow, reach more teachers, and have an impact on student learning. You can email me at teachersimpacteducation@gmail.com or follow me on Instagram at Teachers Impact Podcast. On Twitter, you can follow me at Shani Marie O. Again, thanks for listening and happy learning and growing.